hit start video.
No.
Down in the lower right.
Usually the lower left-hand corner.
I'm trying to adjust my video so it's
Right there.
that's terrible.
You're making me sick, Emily. You're moving.
I'm
Motion
like,
sickness.
whoa!
She showed outside her window earlier. Okay, Mayor, we're ready for you. If Carol tries to get on here, I will put her on.
Take it, Jerry.
Thank you.
Okay, we ready? Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance real quick, okay? I pledge allegiance
Allegiance.
to the flag
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one
nation
nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's everybody next time read lips. So
We sound like kindergartners, so we, Chris.
no kidding.
The delay
Okay.
was awesome.
I need a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I make a motion, we accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Let's get on with the reports. Chief, you want to report first?
Hello, everybody. Real quick, I just came back from vacation and happy to report that all is normal. Operation is normal. Pretty quick.
Thanks, Chief. Short and sweet. Is there any questions for the chief?
Nope.
Thanks again, Chief.
Welcome.
Michael, you're up.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. So we'll try to make this kind of quick too. Did some work on the trucks. We put all the strobe lights and the rotators on the top, both rigs, front and back, and the cab light. And we bought basic toolkits for the trucks. So we would have tools for out in the field. The utility truck is outfitted even with a vise. So when we're out doing the plumbing and all that stuff, we can do it all right there on the back of the truck if we need to do fittings and all that stuff. We went and picked up the signage for the one-way. What we'll do is we'll call in the locates, and we talked about doing that over the Christmas vacation. So that should be still on track. We got them all set on the poles. We just got to dig the holes and put them in. So that all went well. And let's see, I want to thank Dan from the barbecue Bonanza for renting the lift and helping with the lights on the Christmas tree. He had a couple high school kids come and help to set the lights up, so that was great. Also, Toledo helped me put the lights up on top of the gazebo. I couldn't get it with a ladder, about killed myself twice sliding down the roof. So I called them, they brought their bucket truck over and we got them all wrapped up. So that worked out pretty good. Joe Notch also bought a whole bunch of lights and he came last Friday and helped put them up. So that was kind of cool. Mary Bush and Stephanie Fisher brought over a bunch of lights also, and they put them all up all over the gazebo and on the house. Everything looked pretty good. I put on some lights over by the life jacket roof. It was requested by Michelle, so we got them up and they look pretty good. So hopefully she drives by and sees them. So also one last thing, we put the gator in the shop today. We started retrofitting it for the Chief Brockmiller's radar coming down the hill and wherever else he needs it in town. We just got to finish wiring it up. I think we had all the parts, I guess, from in the all lined out. So we'll be putting that together. And whenever he wants to put it out, after we get it done, you'll be seeing that out on the streets. So, and that might help him out a little bit also. So that's basically what I have.
Hey, Mike, I have one question. Did you check any more on those meltdowns for stop?
I haven't heard, I don't think we've heard back from Kroll yet, have we, Michelle?
No.
Right. So as soon as we hear back from them, we'll be able to go do that. I noticed an email today on the pass-through money. They're wanting to know if we're going to do chip seal little cities around. We were included in that. So I don't think we're going to try to do any chip sealing this year. I don't think there's enough money, but there should be enough money to do a good amount of that torch down. So.
Okay. Is there any questions for Mike? Council?
No.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Michelle, you're up.
Okay, Jill had sent out some extra information this morning to you guys. I hope everybody received it okay. And in there was some weird information on like a couple old ordinances and a map. So did everybody get that? So if you remember a while back, the county was offering us this little chunk of property, and on the map it shows it as block 18. And we said we might as well take it. And after doing some further research, there's been streets that have been vacated in that area, all around it, almost except for some smaller sections. And so the county was asking, you know, since the streets were already vacated, is it something the city would even want, because it looks like it's an island on itself. And so after finding out this information, it's probably not a good idea. And I think that we need to look at actually vacating even that north section of 3rd Street in between blocks 17 and 18. So what are your guys' thoughts on that? And then there's a little alleyway too that's just really tiny on that map. It looks like we really should vacate that also.
And then the plan would be for the county to still offer that, or so that one of those people with adjoining property could then bid on it or buy it. Is that it? Or?
Yeah, the adjoining property owners, which I think that we should wait until the county puts theirs out first to see who purchased it, which will probably be the property owners to the north, which would make most sense. And then we should then look at vacating our property too, which those property owners to the north also own all of block 17 too.
Michelle, I have a question. I don't mean to be an idiot, and I kept thinking when I looked at this today that I should know where this says at. Can you just give me my land points on this?
Yes, so you would know it as the Grizzle Property.
Okay. All right. So 2nd comes up by City Hall. So where is 2nd, since I'm seeing 3rd?
So it would be over between block 15 and 16.
Okay.
Off of St. Helens.
Oh, okay. That's
So, yeah.
running up there then.
Yes, yes, to Hemlock.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And so then Hemlock doesn't turn and go anywhere technically, right? It's like dead ends there.
Right, it would dead end where it says, you know, vacated ordinance number 176 in the blue. It would dead end there.
There, is that in that driveway that you go straight toward Buck's old place, and then it basically it turns back in that area is where this is at?
Correct.
Okay, got it. Sorry, I just couldn't get my bearings earlier, and I'm like, St. Helens, this just doesn't look right to me. So thank you for that. I didn't.
And the maps I gave you were old maps too, that kind of explained
I'm like, I don't know where this is, and I should. So yeah. Okay, thank you.
So I just wanted to inform you guys then of that, and that it doesn't make really sense for the city to go ahead and take that property on. And so the county said that they would just go ahead and put it out the highest bidder. I think that is all the information I have right now.
Do we need a motion for that, or just dies because we don't do anything, or?
I don't think we really need to do anything on it, but when we go to vacate it, then we'll have to do some work on that and make some.
You don't have to do anything to change our minds. Because then we have a motion to say to this county, we're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, that would clarify it, I guess. It wouldn't, yeah, wouldn't hurt.
Just didn't know whether that was a T that needed to be crossed or not, and if it is, then I'll make a motion that we rescind our request to the county to inherit that piece of property. That's all, and if not, then we don't need anything, then we just can move on. So.
I'll second that motion if that's what you need, Michelle.
Perfect.
Okay, we moved and seconded on the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, Michelle, just in case we need it.
Okay, and Carol is getting in here.
Woohoo!
Hey, Carol.
Okay, I have nothing. Anybody else got any questions for Michelle? Good to go? Thanks, Michelle.
You're
We'll move
welcome.
on. Public hearing, is there any special presentations? I don't see any on my sheet. Public comment on agenda items? Public
Nobody
comment?
turned anything in.
Nothing? Okay, we move on to new business. Number one is a water leak reduction request by Erie Cooper. Everybody read that one?
Feel kind of bad for him. It's not a very big water leak reduction as water leak reductions go. So, but I suppose every little bit helps.
You're right. Every little bit helps, Glenda.
So I'll make a motion to approve the water leak reduction request for Mr. Cooper. Or
Second that.
Do we know how much he's requesting? I don't see it, how many gallons, unless it's on the back of the sheet.
It's
maybe.
on the back of the sheet. So the total amount of the credit would be $59.67.
Okay, I got it.
but his total bill is like 300, and then he paid out like 200 to a plumber. So I think he's paying. I really do. So that's too bad.
So his total request is the 59.67?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, is there a motion on the floor?
Maybe.
Yes.
I had a motion and Emily seconded it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, ordinance number 761, first reading, 2020 budget amendment. Ordinance number 761, an ordinance of the city of Toledo, Washington, amending the annual budget for the city of Toledo for the calendar year 2020 by increasing the revenues and expenditures of the current expense fund in the amount of $46,000 and increasing the revenues and expenditures in the water sewer truck and equipment fund in the amount of $2,000 and directing the city clerk / treasurer to effect the budget amendments herein provided. City Council, City of Toledo, Washington, do ordain as follows. I'm not going to read all of it. You've all got it right in front of you. I'll ask for a motion on that, please.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 761 on its first reading.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Is there any questions?
The only just clarification, this is just reallocations of money for the decisions we made on the patrol car and is that correct?
Right, and part of this was because of COVID money that we, didn't know we were going to get in just November, December of last year, and then we had to spend it out. So that's part of it, and then the contract with Winlock for services. So we've had, some costs, and Winlock has paid, so it's a wash, but we still did not budget for those things.
Sure.
So we have to do an amendment, and then the truck, we didn't budget for the enough money originally on the truck and equipment, and so it was like $2,000 more.
Yeah, and in reality, we probably have some type of adjustment every year, just because of the budget is set. It may
Right.
not this amount, but we usually have to just put some reallocations into different funds. Is that correct?
And not necessary reallocations into other funds, because each fund needs to be kind of held accountable to itself. But if a fund, say that we received like a grant in the street department that we weren't expecting, we would have a budget amendment. Or, a big piece of equipment was purchased that we hadn't discussed on our budget, and the water department needed it for some reason, we could do a budget amendment so that they could actually spend the money.
Sure.
But not between funds, no.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question, and just because I don't know, but what is the substance abuse fund that I saw in all of that? It was right below the police fund and everything, and I was just curious to know what that was about.
It's been something, we have the fund that we don't ever use it. We haven't used it since I've been here for 27 years. So
like, is it something that's written in, and every year it's like, I was just something that was like, oh, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, there's no money in there. There's no money that comes in. And so it's actually a fund that we should probably just make an ordinance and get rid of.
Okay,
Okay.
any other questions on the ordinance number 761? Okay, let's vote on it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Move on to number 3, ordinance number 762, first reading 2021 budget. An ordinance of the City of Toledo, Washington, adopting a budget for the City of Toledo for the year 2021 as required by law, adopting the 2021 fee schedule, attachment A, and adopting the all City of Toledo policies and procedures list, attachment B. Any discussion on that one? There's no discussion. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that we accept the 2021 budget.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries on that one. Okay, number 4, Grant Osborne. Grant Osborne's change order number 1. Did everybody get the change order and take a look at it?
And I think Mike can explain this if you guys want some explanation on why we have this change order.
Mike, that's what my question was, that $1,000 or $1,600, is that the change order on that sidewalk, or that, what was it about, Mike?
Yes, when they came in and ground the asphalt, we found a wet well underneath the asphalt that nobody knew was there, and it knocked the top off of it. And we all thought that it went directly down to a sewer main. So we had to, because it got full of grindings as it went over the top of it, obviously it knocked the top off and filled it up. So we had to get a truck out to clean it out, and it turned out to be just a water collection, for dewatering when they did some kind of work, or maybe even when they put the sewer line in. We're not sure. So actually we lucked out. It wasn't hooked to our sewer main, but it was right beside it. It had sewer main tape wrapped around it. The bright spot is we got the whole line from one block to the other all jetted and cleaned out in that. But I thought that they were going to try to get that through TIB. Is this something that we just need to, okay?
Yes, correct. Right. So that's what this is asking. The cost would be through the TIB grant, but since it's something different, they have to do a change order for TIB to accept it. So you guys have to accept it first so we can send it to TIB to pay for it.
Okay. Is there any other questions about it for Mike? Does everybody understand that one? What happened?
Don't you just love those little surprises, Mike?
Oh, boy, surprise.
Who knows what you might find under these city streets eventually.
It just wouldn't be fun if it wasn't something like that, you know?
We could be like,
This town is. I'll make a motion to accept the change order put through by Gray and Osborne for the roadway and sidewalk improvement.
do I hear a second?
Second that. I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
I just-
Motion carries. And Glenda, getting back to you on that one, it could be like the city of Vader. They had 5 different types of pipe in the ground within 50 feet. Anyway.
I
moving on.
keep waiting for one of these days for our public works to unearth something bizarre, like, you know, an old graveyard or
A dinosaur bone.
And don't be surprised, it could happen.
never know what kind of treasures you're gonna find.
I was
Okay,
I was
liquor
just
license
thinking,
application, Toledo IGA Market Fresh.
Mayor,
Yes,
Ron has a question.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
sorry.
more a comment because Mr. Rust is on the screen with us, is that I'm not going to complain at all about change orders because I imagine they have a whole lot going on over there. So that it was just a comment, and I apologize for interrupting.
okay. Okay, number 5, the liquor license application, Toledo IGA Market Fresh. It's the new paperwork that you got this afternoon on the Washington State liquor license. I'll entertain a motion for that.
I make a motion, we approve the renewal of the IGA liquor license.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Is there any questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, letter of endorsement, Chris Russ, Toledo School District Superintendent. Chris Russ is in the audience tonight or online with us. Can you explain a little bit? I've read it, Chris. I endorse it, but would you explain it to the rest of the council, please?
Yes, along with 3 of my colleagues and some doctors from Northwest Pediatrics, we serve on a work group to advise Dr. Wood from Public Health on issues related to school opening. And it's one of the reasons that Lewis County has been so aggressive in returning students to school buildings while many other counties are still teaching remotely. And what we want to be able to do is continue that. We've had quite a bit of success with not being the cause of community spread. And we want to be able to continue to teach our kids in the classrooms on campus. But we need the community's help. We're asking that folks essentially get on board with everyone and help us by wearing their masks, washing their hands, and staying distant. And we think if we can get folks in our community to put aside the politics and just take a look at the science, we're going to have more success going forward. So I hope when I've shared this letter with some other leaders in our county, they read in that this is an endorsement of what the governor is doing, and it is absolutely not that. We have no opinion at all on the governor's actions and proclamations. What we're looking for is for folks to help us keep our schools open.
So I have one question. The new high school, is there enough room to get the students back, all back into the school system?
Yes, we're holding off. Other schools in the county have brought their high school students back. We are waiting until the new classrooms are completed in January and we have better ventilation to bring our 9th through 11th graders back to the building. Currently, we have our seniors in the old classroom wing, and there's plenty of room for distancing and plenty of ventilation. Plus, we purchased a bunch of air purifiers for that area. But we didn't want to bring the rest of the students back until we had better ventilation in the new wing.
Okay.
And that will
Cal?
likely be a hybrid as well. I don't anticipate everyone being in the school at the same time, similar to what we're doing with the elementary and middle.
Do you think, another question, Chris, do you think most of them will still kind of do the stay-at-home education, even though they can come back to school? Do
No,
you think they'll be interlocal with each other then coming back?
yeah, we're only seeing about 12 to 15% of our student enrollment electing to be remote only.
Okay. Council, you have questions? Go ahead and ask.
I actually just have a comment, Chris. I just want to tell you that I am a huge supporter of anything that you and your staff and your board of directors and the people that you have to deal with on a daily basis come up with for these students. You guys are in the best position to make those decisions. No one should be second guessing each one of the individual school districts and what they feel is best for their students and their families. And I commend you for taking that kind of a stand and that you want to be able to show everybody that we have a united front that's not political, that we are just working toward what is best for our children and our community. And again, you and your staff are the ones that know best how that, what is best for the kids. We're not there every day. We don't know what your buildings look like or what your classrooms are like. And so I just want to tell you that whatever you decide, I will stand behind you 110%. So my name as city council will go on this, but also I think that, other community entities besides just the council need to be on here as well. Business owners, anybody that, has any kind of leadership in this community or within Lewis County itself needs to be on that letter and show you guys that we can stand behind you 110%. So.
Thanks for the kind words,
I would like-
Glenda.
Yep.
I would like to second everything that Glenda said as well. You put that beautifully, and I completely agree. And let's make this work here.
Let's get her done.
Yeah.
I'm not
Settle
sure
down.
something should be said
Go ahead, Ron.
before we have a motion to endorse in a second. But I did have one question, and there's been a whole lot of almost intolerable amount of stuff. Well, why can't we do what Mossy Rock is doing? Why can't we be like them and be like Spiffy's doing or whatever? But where my concern is, and my question is, simply, and what my response has been is that we haven't been requested of that. The business people in this community have taken the stance to endorse what Mr. Rust has requested us to endorse in response to people's comments on Facebook. So, but my only question is whether or not there has been any official contact of any businesses within our community requesting a stance similar to whatever it was that they did in Mossy Rock. And that was my only question. And I'm making the assumption there has not been any.
So, just to be clear, so Ron, what you're asking me is, have I had requests to open our schools wide like Mossy Rock did when Mossy Rock did it?
No, actually, Mr. Russ, I'm really asking the mayor and the clerk whether or not because my tendency would be to say the stance to tell people if we have this and it will keep the schools open, then why don't we just follow it? So I would fully endorse what you're saying. But what my concern is I don't want to, in the process of endorsing the letter, which I want to do, I don't want to do that without at least discussing if any legitimate businesses not people that like to point
So
out.
Ron, you just froze on us. So I'll answer really quickly. We've only had one business contact us like 3 times now and ask if we were going to be doing anything similar to what Mossyrock did. They didn't particularly ask us to do what Mossyrock did. They just asked if we were going to. And the biggest thing on that is that all the businesses are still held accountable from the state, from the LNI purposes and others. So that's not stopping these state organizations to come down and put fines on them. They're still open, and they're doing business, and how they do business, is up to them and to follow any guidelines from the state. And that's what our answer has been to them. So to ask us to do what Mossyrock's done, no, we have not been asked to do that, but we have been asked if we were going to do anything like that.
And those individuals were told you can do it on your own, whether you got our endorsement or not, and face whatever consequences.
Correct.
Okay, and that being said, then I would like to make the motion that we add as a city council an endorsement to the letter that the superintendent of school has presented. So, make that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second that motion.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's been moved and seconded. Is there any more discussion on it? Okay, let's vote on it. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
All right, well, we just.
Motion carries unanimously.
Did
Thanks,
somebody,
Chris.
wait, did somebody vote against it? I heard something happen afterwards.
I think
I didn't hear-
Carol tried to
I
talk.
didn't hear that.
Oh, okay. Carol, did you vote for the motion or against?
A 4.
Thank you.
And again, Chris, we just want to commend you for the tremendous amount of pressure that you're under from not only your own staff, I'm sure, trying to get back to work and keep their lives from being crazy, but from all kinds of parents and grandparents and all of that you have to contend with day after day after day, along with being in the middle of a major construction project. So, you have my sympathies, but you also have my, what's my word? Admiration. Thank you. Brain freeze at this time of night. You know how it is.
Thank you. You guys are really kind. I do want to tell you though, our staff is amazing. We are mostly united. I think I've only heard a couple of folks be concerned, and we've accommodated their issues. Our community seems to be behind what we're doing, and I wouldn't trade places with another superintendent in the state of Washington right now.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you have the community support. So.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
all that being said, Chris, thank you for coming tonight and listening and talking about it too. I want to commend you on that and all the people that are behind you and hearing it right face to face and what's going on, because
Yes.
I'm tired of getting the secondhand stuff from internet news to whatever. I like to hear.
Right. I would say, Chris, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, and I know it is a very busy schedule, to come here tonight and to engage with us on Zoom. I do appreciate that. So thank you.
Just an invitation to the folks here. If you have an interest in a tour of the new high school project, meet me at the high school on Friday at 1 o'clock. Bring your mask and some closed-toed shoes. I'll give you a hard hat and a tour of what's going on up there right now.
Oh,
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Good night,
thank
everybody.
you.
Also, are you getting ready for the conglomeration of sports in 3 or 4 months as compared to?
I'm praying. I am praying for sports in 3 or 4 months. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm hoping.
Do you know which sport's going to start first, Chris?
I'm sorry?
Do you know which sport might start first in January?
Yeah, basketball and I think volleyball, but maybe not. No, I know basketball for sure.
And I heard they had to wear a mask when they play the sport.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's very practical.
I don't either.
One thing
The other day, and they were playing their game with no, that was, college, but still.
Yeah, if we're able to do basketball, what's likely is it's going to be just the teams in the gym, and everybody else is going to have to watch online.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Once again,
We'll have
thanks.
to, we'll have to have push button cheers. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hurrah!
Thanks, Emily, for that one. That'll be
Good
cool.
night, everybody.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Okay, let's moving on. Unfinished business, I see nothing. Other businesses, COVID-19 updates. Michelle, anything?
Nothing new. I mean, cases are still going up. We get the updates from the county and a lot's going on. One thing, I'm also on the Lewis County Seniors group too, so they can really use some support monetarily because a lot of that COVID funding has ended. And so they're really gonna need some more support and monetarily. So get that word out so that we can keep those senior meals going for everybody that needs it and that wants it. They don't want to have to make some changes, some drastic changes of losing the ability to feed everybody they're feeding now, which could go to the most critical people that are in need, or losing staff either. So it is, I mean, it's not to that critical part yet, but there are concerns, and we all should be concerned because it is a huge part of the population in Toledo, and our senior center does so much normally. So keep that in your mind. Other than that, just waiting to hear if the governor is going to have any other mandates, what's going on. All of our COVID-19 money that we were allocated, the $34,000, has been spent out. It had to be spent by November 30th. There was about additional $2,000 I was able to help the fire department with getting an additional PPE protection equipment. So we spent all of the money that we were allocated.
Okay. Just wanted to know, do you know how the walk and knock did Saturday?
I have no idea. I think they were kind of asking for money themselves. I know we've had a few people contact us, and we just let them know that there was an account set up at the bank.
Timberland Bank, yes. I heard the same thing. Okay. I don't see anything else on the sheet.
I have one comment, Mayor Dobash.
Go ahead.
I want to know about the twirling Christmas tree.
The twirling Christmas tree.
Yeah, look at his Christmas tree.
Oh, behind Michael.
Christmas.
I like his Christmas tree.
How the heck are you? I mean, platform you have. I love it.
Mike, you just made everybody jealous. See what
Well,
you did?
I feed the Chihuahuas very well, and they keep spinning it around and around and around.
Yeah, I'm loving that. That is so cool. Is that a platform of some kind, Mike?
Yeah, you can get the tree stands that actually do that, and they're very reasonable. You can get them at, like, I think we got it at Home Depot. The tree and everything it's really cool. It's not a real tree, but
You can't
Yeah.
use a rotating one.
yeah, you can't do a real tree because it has to hook together for the lights to come all the way up. But yeah, it's kind of nice. You can see the whole tree all the way around. So
Yeah.
kind of gets you in the spirit, especially this year.
Sides instead of just three. So
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. Yeah.
Okay,
And
with
Mayor-
that being
Mayor-
said,
Mayor,
anything else?
yes.
Go
So
ahead, Michelle.
any word on your Christmas quad parade?
Anything on the Christmas quad parade? We're waiting for the governor to see if he lifts that on the 15th or the 14th. And if he does, we might go with it on the 18th, the parade, which is a Friday. But we don't know until we hear from the governor.
I thought you guys had decided on a Saturday date, but no?
Yeah, that's what it's been out there for the 19th.
The 19th, okay, I'm sorry. Then the 19th.
Hold on just a minute.
And Dan said what?
Huh?
And Dan said what?
He said it was the 19th, a Saturday, so
Okay,
he's double checking, but gotta get the phone out. You know how it is these days.
right.
What, the 14th?
Yeah,
Okay, the closest date after that was the 19th. So
okay.
talked about.
Yeah. And for all of you that don't know, introduce you to my son, Dan Whistler, and he's part of the quad thing. So, yeah.
I didn't see him.
You didn't see him?
No, come on, Dan.
Face to the camera.
Show us your face, Dan. Oh, hi. Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Thanks.
Any other comments? Then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Well-
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Can we wait for 1 second, Mayor? I know that this is kind of a weird meeting and stuff, but the other meeting that Mr. Sam was not able to attend, he is actually in my office right now.
Okay,
What?
So Sam, if you'd like to come over here.
Assume the position, Sam.
Little side.
So yeah, this is nobody was expecting this. So Sam, we want to thank you with your plaque. Oh, and it's backwards. And for your, I know, for your how many years of service? 10 years of service.
Wow.
So
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Congratulations and thank you
Likewise.
so much for your service.
Thank you.
10 years
Thank
already.
you.
Wow.
for all you do.
Wow. Thank you.
And keep Michelle in order, Sam. Okay, entertaining a motion to adjourn.
I already made that motion.
Let's do it again.
I make a motion. We adjourn.
I'll
I
second.
second it.
Okay,
Everybody.
all in favor, say aye. Let's go home. We are home. Oh, I forgot. Goodbye.
I'm not
Goodbye.
yet.
See you later.
Drive careful.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Thank you guys.
See ya.